After 13 years in Parliament, the former Health Minister Jonathan Coleman is calling it a day, forcing a by-election in his Northcote seat. That's in Auckland. Of course, here's our Deputy Political Editor, Chris Bramwell.
Jonathan Coleman was Defence Minister between 2011 and 2014, then took on the health portfolio in 2014. He was the first doctor to become Health Minister in 70 years, but some in the sector argued his success in the role was questionable. Dr Coleman says National did a good job in health.
But there will always be critics, and there are always going to be areas of the health system which are tough. So if you look at mental health, that is an area that in every Western jurisdiction over the last 2 years has become a sudden focus for governments. I mean, it's really increased in its prominence, and all governments have been looking for solutions.
National caught, or was the government caught on the hop on some of those health issues, particularly on mental health issues, under your watch?
No, look, I think though the broader picture was the demand increased pretty significantly.
The Health Minister, David Clarke, was gracious with his message for Dr Coleman.
We have disagreed on many things during our time in politics, but I think it's important to acknowledge that people who come to Parliament come here to serve people, and they make sacrifices in terms of their own family life. I wish him well for his future and thank him for his public service.
The New Zealand First Leader, Winston Peters, as usual, cut to the chase.
They're going down like flies, aren't they? Just like I told you. Any other questions? Thank you.
Jonathan Coleman took the Northcote seat off Labour's Anne Hartley in 2005 with a majority of almost 2,400 votes. He built up that majority to more than 6,000 votes in 2017. Dr Coleman makes no apology for vacating his seat so early in the parliamentary term.
The first thing is actually it's worse for a party the later a by-election is in the cycle, the closer it is to the next general election. That's the feedback I've had because, you know, parties have their plans set. But as I said, look, this was an unsolicited approach, and sometimes you get these moments in life.
Despite National's comfortable majority in Northcote's last election, the party's leader Simon Bridges says it will be taking the by-election incredibly seriously.
We take nothing for granted and we'll be working to gain every single vote that we can. The process is going to start for that pretty much straight away. The National Party board is meeting tomorrow, and they will set in place a process for selecting a candidate, a strong candidate, to contest that by-election.
Jonathan Coleman says a date for his formal resignation will be confirmed in the next few days. Atu i te whare pāri mata mō te hōtaka o te ahiahi nei, ko Chris Bramwell ahau.